Hello, welcome to Update 6 on Hurricane Florence. We have a lot to talk about. Before this video does start, this is proudly sponsored by Penrod's Weather, Freeman Forecast, and Floyd Glass and Window. You can check them all out in the links below. So I'm going to buzz through this here really quickly. Winds at 90 miles an hour, pressure at 975 hectopascals, movement is west at 7 miles an hour. You can see that right there. And it's organizing. It's definitely organizing. This is where all the talk is. So you need to prepare for the worst. Gonna be a bad hurricane either way, but this could be what we call the big one. This could be catastrophic. That is, I think, the only word I can really think to use. That is not a word I like using. So here's basically what needs to occur. This is a life-threatening hurricane. So if you are on the coastline of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, or Virginia, you need to make a hurricane plan now. Because if this does hit you and you do not have one, you are going to be in a very life-threatening situation. Local officials may instruct you to evacuate here in a couple of days, and if they do, please do obey what they say. Involuntary evacuation is, you should follow that if they do give you that. And if they give you voluntary, you can decide either way. I would evacuate. Obviously, I don't live in any of these states, so I don't know for sure, but that's what I would do. Here is, well, the general forecast. Category 4 landfall likely. That's 130 to 155 mile an hour winds. That's strong. That's very strong winds. And dare I say it, we could even get a Category 5. Unlikely, but there. That's 160 plus. Mile an hour winds. That's not all though. You're going to be getting storm surge, especially if you're on the northern side of the hurricane. When it does strike, you're going to be getting by far the worst of the storm surge. And that's just going to be bad. There's going to be lots of flooding. Other thing is, Gordon has moved through with another system, and the soil there, the rivers, they're already saturated. There is a good chance you're going to get more rain than your area can handle. And to make matters worse on the rain front, this thing just before or just after it makes landfall is going to stall out for a few days. When it stalls, you're just going to be getting rain non-stop. That's 10 to 20 inches of rain in some spots that could occur. And if that does occur, that's going to be quite unfortunate. So lots of flooding is likely with this system. Finally, the final thing I would like to mention is that this isn't just on the coastline, it's inland too. If you're inland, you could still get significant impacts from this because it's going to stall out. But either way, the coastline is likely to get the worst of it. So if you're on the coastline, make a hurricane plan, and if you're inland, I'd still recommend making a plan for flooding in the event that that does occur. Here are the tropical threats. Flooding is high, storm surge is high, wind damage is high. Luckily, right now, it looks like the tornado threat is relatively low. It doesn't look like many tornadoes will occur with this system, although that threat could obviously always increase. But unfortunately, everything else is sky high when it comes to the threat. Getting into sea surface temperatures, those are not going to be an issue throughout this entire storm's rest of its life. Land interaction will be the big thing that will kill it. Sea surface temperatures and wind shear aren't looking too bad. Wind shear is looking okay, although it is a little more unfavorable than favorable right now. It's going to become pretty favorable here in short order. Although as this system does make landfall, wind shear is going to increase just a little bit, and that could weaken it slightly, but I don't think it's going to weaken it significantly, unfortunately. You can check me out on social media at Microcasting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. This is Microcasting St. Louis signing out.